Sean O'Kane with The Verge, and this is the Ford Ojo Electric scooter. Now there are a ton of electric scooters at CES every year, but none except for this one have a name like Ford on them. This scooter is actually made by a company called Ojo Electric, and they've been making these scooters for a little while now. This is their latest model. It has up to 50-mile range, which is pretty much unheard of in an electric vehicle like this. It has a top speed of about 20 miles an hour, a couple different speed modes, a LCD screen on the dash that's also touchscreen. All of these things, though, are not really anything new when it comes to electric scooters. These are kinds of things that you'll find in a lot of Ojo's competition. What really sets Ojo apart is that they have a global partnership with Ford. Now, Ford has partnerships with a bunch of companies, all offering different ways to get around a modern city. It has van sharing services, it has bike services, it has car sharing services. It is partnering with companies to make self-driving cars. What it was missing was something like this, something that's a little bit in between a bike or an e-bike and a vehicle that we're familiar driving down the road. And what it's found in Ojo is actually something kind of special. While it looks a lot like some other electric scooters that we see here every year, this thing is a blast to ride. It is very quick, especially in the top speed mode. It is extremely well balanced. It's got a unibody chassis that is heavy but not too heavy, that lets you really sort of carve around on it in a way that I've never really done on an electric scooter like this. It has a suspension on both wheels. That means going over bumps is not as much of a challenge as it is usually on something like this. And I just can't tell you how much fun I've had riding it. Usually I get on these things, I'll ride them for a little bit, I don't really ever think about them again, but this is the kind of thing that I actually would want to ride past today. There are two other things that are pretty specific to this scooter that I really like. One is that the way it's shaped, you can sit or stand. I know it sounds a little weird, but it actually makes a pretty big difference. It means this is a bit more comfortable to ride no matter what kind of terrain you're riding over. And the other thing is it's got a retractable power cord built right into it. This thing takes about 5 hours to charge, which isn't quick, but you always have that cord with you and you can plug it into any wall outlet to give yourself just a little bit more juice if you need it. It's also not really that expensive, all things considered. It costs $2,150, which isn't cheap, but when you're getting something with 50 miles of range, really good performance, a whole bunch of features like Bluetooth connectivity, it's got dual speakers on it so you can listen to your music while you're driving, a basket on the back to carry stuff. It's just like a lot of the things that we see scattered across other electric scooters all in one place, and that's usually kind of hard to find. Now, that doesn't mean if you buy one of these scooters and something goes wrong, you're going to be able to bring it to a Ford dealership and have them tune it up. This is just a licensing deal. Ford found a company that could help represent it in a new way, and this company found a brand like Ford to get its scooter around the world, which is really sort of the best of both worlds. The Ford Ojo scooter is available now in a wide variety of colors, some of them even modeled after iconic Ford cars. Don't be surprised if you see them soon in a resort, in a city, or maybe even in my driveway, if I had one. For more electric scooters, electric cars, self-driving cars, everything we've seen at CES this week, go to youtube.com/TheVerge and click subscribe, or go to TheVerge.com/CES for everything else. What are you waiting for? Thanks for watching.